championship titles to his name on this event.
Elfie, I think you called him the Lord of the Rings at the last Olympic Games.
I did. Look at that. Perfectly horizontal.
Perfectly still.
Believe it or not, he is not the top gymnast for Italy on rings at this point in time. Very strong throughout the exercise, just the dismount. Bang!
He still got it. Well, Tim, he is fixated on achieving once again greatness on the rings. Romania thinking team, but what about Keki? Was that top 8? Does that qualify him, do you think, for the event final?
Well, as you said, he still got it. He is a monster strength-wise, those Romanians, as loose as you've ever seen them.
So 9.762.
Well, it's a big number, but there are a lot of tremendous athletes still to come. It's going to be close.
For now, though, Keki is contributing to the team. Romania is in front, but Italy is right there. Gold. Ka-ching, ka-ching translates in any language. In Russia, the government takes care of the best. Win a gold here, and you immediately start receiving a monthly pension for life. $50,000. And that's not all. Romania cannot touch the power of China or Russia. Here, it's about going to the gym as often as they do, putting in the same commitment as they do, and hoping you get your moment to stand next to them. Marius Ruzicka knows the feeling.
He has been waiting forever for this moment.
Toată mai mult pentru că e momentan singurul titlu olimpic la masculin obținut în gimnastica masculină.
It's not like the Romanians get nothing if they achieve greatness in the Olympics. In fact, 30,000 euros is the prize for a gold medal, roughly $40,000. In Romania, in the past year alone, more than 1 million people have been denied exit of the country because of European Union rules that say they must have at least $120 to leave the country. So in a country like Romania, a gold medal is an absolute life changer. By contrast, Elfie, we know that an American who wins a gold medal goes on to great fame and fortune in Massachusetts.
He's right here.
So, Tim, when you look at the world scope and back-to-back European championships, when you look at the Romanian men, what is on the line for them, reputation-wise?
Well, a lot. And, you know, they have always felt like they're in the shadows. And, you know, it really comes down to they've almost come to terms with it. Because Romania, they are best known, certainly from an American perspective. Everybody knows about Romanian women's gymnastics. Of course, Nadia, that is what people know. And these guys are very proud of that as well, but they have come a long way and have tried very, very, very hard to come to the same level. But once again, they are very proud of the women gymnasts.
The Romanians are very, very solid so far. Tonight on NBC, the Chinese, the Russians, and the Americans. However, moments ago, Don Potra, first Romanian on the high bar, had a major problem, a low score that the Romanians will have to discard if they hope to contend for anything great, which means that the 4 Romanians to go have got to keep their scores to count.
And it hurts in a lot of ways because certainly with your first guy up, you're not planning to hold on to that score. But one would hope that in the team situation, you want to build on bigger scores. So the 8.5 for Potra really hurts.
Again, there are 6 members on a team, 5 in any one apparatus competition. 4 of those 5 scores have to count. So now they've lost an 8.5.
And that's a great example, because in the team final competition, if you are to have a mistake like that, an 8.5 for a team like Romania, it means that medal opportunity is completely gone. But in this qualifying round, like you said, Al, you do have the luxury of dropping that low score. If Romania has a weakness, it's the high bar. And they do some major releases. They're not as clean as many of the top teams in the world. See a lot of legs coming apart, and frankly, they miss the bar a heck of a lot, which every time you do that, it is 0.5 of a point. his release. Actually, a very easy one. A lot of the gymnasts throughout the world are gaining difficulty points by all these pirouetting and twisting elements, like that one right there.
Much better than the first. Across the floor, and maybe you heard the rhythmic chanting, for the Greek fans have come here to see Dimotinas Simpakos on the rings.
He actually was one of the athletes from the Greek delegation that got to carry in the Olympic flag. His coach, Yatameti, said that they were invited, got this great honor about a week ago, and it was such a hard decision as to whether or not they would do it, because he obviously stayed up late last night for the opening ceremonies and then is in this first session today, but in the end they decided it was just too great of an honor to pass up.
Silver medalist in Sydney, reigning world champion.
And part of his first name, Venus, in Greek, means strength, and he is all of that. He's a monster. The only thing that moves is his hair. It all comes down to the landing, the dismount, right here.
Well, the Greek gymnastics fans have had something to cheer for here. Maras earlier on high bar. And now Simpakos on the rings. The question is, are their scores going to be good enough to get them into the finals of their respective events? That's what's on the line today. One bad routine, and you could be done if you're a specialist. Back to the high bar. By the way, Ioan Suciu got a 9.412. That's a score that the Romanian men will have to keep. And now Marian Dragulescu. Tim, I don't know why. I expected to see a little bit more sharpness from Dragulescu. He seems as though he's added a little extra step on every dismount today. We've seen him better. There's no doubt about that.
That's for sure. And this is one that he really wants to get through, though. This is not a great event for him. Has a hard routine. Will do a couple of major releases, is planning on, but you see already the legs come apart a little bit. He looks a little nervous throughout today. Gets that bar. One more release. Actually a little bit tighter than we're typically seeing him. Legs stayed pretty much together, but he's, he's gotten so much better in the all-around, but he's not a classical all-around, doesn't have that look. And that all day long from him. Really big, bounding, out-of-control steps.
One big step off the mat. Meanwhile, a big smile, and Simpakos' Olympics is going to be, unless something dramatic happens, longer than just a minute. A 9.85. He is justly rewarded here at the indoor hall. The Klisto Gymnasterio, day one of the gymnastics, and so far Romania has been the class of things, but Greece has had their say twice. Moments ago, Marian Dragulescu on the high bar received a 9.55 after the big step on the landing. Now his teammate Razvan Stolariu.
And he has one major release that comes in combination. Actually has changed his routine around a little bit. Right here's the release coming right here. Oh, close to the bar. Once again, though, you see those legs fly apart. That should be a minimum of 0.2 of a point deduction. Looking at some of the scores so far, though, for Romania on high bar, I'm wondering if the judges on the floor are seeing the same things as I am.
What are you saying, Tim?
Well, I'm saying he just took a hop, and they better have marked a little one at least down on their piece of paper there.
Because when we watched Dragulescu, it didn't sound as though you or Elfie were seeing a 9.55 routine.
Well, the problem is that, we talk about all the little tenths. They're important in this team competition. They're important